Hello, friends. Today, I would share with you the script of this essay, Technology as the Silent Factor in International Relations. This was asked in 2020 UPSC mains exam. It was held in January 2021. So, I would share the script which has been written by me, and I hope that this helps you. This topic, Technology as the Silent Factor in International Relations. It's a straightforward topic and what it means is that international relations, the way different nations in the world they come together, they build their friendships and allies and all those affairs at the global level, at a regional level, between the nations. They usually we think that they are guided by geopolitics or reasons related to economy and commerce. But this as a topic says that it is the technology which has a crucial role to determine the shape of those international relations. So this is something which you have to argue in your essay, and you should present some examples and some reasoning you should provide, and if possible, some philosophical deliberations also you should engage in. And see, in a topic like this, technology as a silent factor in international relations, this is a very straightforward topic. Now, the challenge in such topics which are straightforward and it seems that they are based on knowledge and content, the challenge is you have to uh, take care of your presentation skills because the content in these kind of essays it ceases to be a differentiating factor because most of the students who clear prelims and walk in the examination halls of mains exam, they usually have same level of knowledge. So content is not going to determine that much difference as much as the presentation skills are. So let's see this script which I have written. I hope this will help you. Now, the topic, we'll go through this script quickly. So we'll quickly go through this script and see technology as the silent factor in international relations. So how do we begin? How to make a beginning to this? It's a coincidence that this year many questions have came from the topics which I discussed, and this essay was asked on 8th January. On 2nd January, I had posted a video on my YouTube channel, public profile, how to write introduction of essay, and that in that essay, in that video, I had shown you some ways in which you can make an introduction of an essay. Around 5 6 ways I had taught you, and the topic which I had taken in that essay as an example, it was economy and international relations, economic growth and international relations. So there we had to show how economic growth is important for international relations. In that in that video, one of the ways of introduction, in one of the ways of introduction, I had told you that you can and you should look around your day-to-day life, your family, your village, your cities, and so on, and from there pick up some examples from common day experience and some common sense knowledge and some such routine activities of life,
एक डेली
and
लाइफ
there
विजडम से
try to build some anecdote or some philosophical idea, and then take the threads of the essay forward. So there I gave this example of how
in a traditional joint family,
I gave this example, you
that
can see.
son gets to, that son is closest to the father, that son has the greatest say in decision making, who brings maximum revenue to the household. या थोड़ा सा ट्विस्ट कर दो, that daughter in law has the maximum prestige in a family whose husband earns maximum amongst the brothers. So what's hold true at a microcosmic level at family holds true also in the international level. To have a voice in the international arena, you need to have a strong economy to boost you. देखो, ये बात क्या कोई जानता नहीं है? डॉटर इन लॉ वाली। अब ये एग्जाम्पल इंटरेस्टिंग है। अब आप ऐसा एग्जाम्पल क्रिएट लिखो।
Similar idea, I have tried to engage in the introduction of the topic uh, of our essay, which we are discussing now. Technology as a silent factor in international relations. Here in the introduction, I would say that in streets where children are playing cricket or other games, the child who has maximum knowledge of technology or he has access to cricket bat and so on, that child is appreciated a lot by his peer group, and the peer group runs to make friendship with that boy. Something similar takes place at an international level also. So with this thought, I would proceed here. And now, enough introduction. Now I will straight away read out the script to you. And so let's begin. Across any street in India, in a village, a suburb, or a city, go and watch a group of children playing games amongst themselves. You will often come across scenes where a boy who owns the bat in a game of cricket is the one whose demands and tantrums other children peacefully bear with. In a similar group where children are trying to fly their kites, the child who has mastered the technique of kite flying is the one who is made the leader of the group. Even in the most innocent and naive phases of their lives, human beings want to have friendship with those who have perfected the techniques and know how of their game. Tomorrow, when these children grow into world leaders and the street games evolve into quests of flying fighter jets and world domination, the rules remain much the same. So here in this introduction, um, the the bat of a child or kite flying, these are used as a kind of motifs, or in simple words, if I say as symbols, and they would set the context here, and from here we will proceed and we will relate it to fighter jets, technology, and so on. So let's carry forward. So far, so here we say, here we come again. Tomorrow, when these children grow into world leaders and the street games evolve into the quests of flying fighter jets and world domination, the rules remain much the same. That nation, which has the triggers of most advanced barrels and possession of most sophisticated technologies, becomes the leader of the gang. International relations are guided and see. So far, we have mentioned the introduction. We have gone ahead with the introduction. Now, in this paragraph, I would explain the topic or paraphrase the topic in simple words and express the core idea here, core idea of the topic, so that it is conveyed to the examiner that the topic has been understood for a safe side. International relations are guided by a mesh of diverse reasons such as geopolitics and territorial defense, economy and commerce, ideologies and shared history, religion and cultural beliefs, and so on. But technology is that invisible voice which tactically often dictates the terms, conditions, and directions of strategic relations. Let us see how. Now, this word invisible has been used here. The topic in the topic we had the word silent. So silent and invisible, they pretty much denote the same idea of some force which is not very prominently making its presence felt, but still is in control of the phenomena over there. Russia is no more an economic powerhouse. Its GDP falls behind even developing countries like India and Indonesia. Politically, it saw the collapse of its erstwhile USSR in early 1990s. However, it is a force to reckon with even today because of it being a technological powerhouse in the field of weapons and defense system. It is the only country to have developed fifth generation stealth fighter jets besides USA. Russia's S-400 defense system are technologically so advanced, efficient, and robust in their game that countries like India turned deaf to threats of sanctions by USA. So, does India is ready to irritate its new allies in the West because of the charms and pulls of technological marvels? So the point which has been made here is that Russia may not be economically so advanced, but still, as a nation, India, it gives it that much importance. And one of the reasons for that is that the technology which Russia has to offer us. Also, historically, India has been attracted to Russian weaponry because of Moscow's less reluctance as compared to Western countries to allow a complete transfer of technology. Over the last 2 decades, Israel has came closer to India as it dispatches such state-of-art weapon systems. In 1970s and 1980s, India used to openly show solidarity with the cause of Palestine. But today it has but today, if it has to choose one between Israel and Palestine, or even between Israel and its hostile neighbors, will India not be guided by the lures of advanced weapon technologies which Israel promises to offer us? Technology becomes an important factor because it acts as a tool to achieve geopolitical ambitions and needs to protect territorial sovereignty. So the point which I would be making here and again in the subsequent paragraphs is that technology is important not only in its own dimensions, but other aspects of a nation's life, such as economy, commerce, etc., geopolitical ambitions. Technology helps in achieving those objectives also. So in the real world, it's a mesh where all these things are intricately linked to each other, and technology is sitting at the center. It's linked to all of them, and thus it is in a deciding position. It's in a position where it can decide the shape of international relations. So here we proceed. In the age of science and innovation, technology becomes intricately linked to other factors of international relations, and these factors can't be seen in separation to each other. For example, if a nation wants to place economy and commerce at the center stage of foreign ties, still it can't ignore the value of technology. So we are bringing economy and commerce here and linking it to technology. If India wants bullet trains to run in our terrains, or companies like Apple and Samsung to originate here and take our economy forward, India will be obliged to throw a red carpet welcome to countries like Japan and South Korea. See, so far I have talked about grand things, defense of the country, geopolitics, and in the last paragraph about economy. So far we have been talking about grand things. Now, in this essay, it will be shown to the reader that I also understand the human aspects of our development, and it's not just about great those so-called military and armies and grand things, but even something related to hunger, poverty, which are very central to the development of a nation. Even those things are linked to technology, and thus international relations should be and are influenced by that. An idealist or a humanist may question the needs of weapons and wars, but can anyone reject the cry of hunger? India loves the technology of Israel, not only in radars and avionics, but also in farming and agriculture. The way Israel has been able to develop patches of desert into lush green farms by its advanced technologies of irrigation, it is something which can be replicated in deserts and semi-arid lands of Rajasthan and Haryana. If you are dying of hunger as a sub-Saharan country and someone offers you a signs of miraculous food production, can you ignore his terms and conditions of friendship? So here we are trying to persuade the reader. And this is also rhetorical question is also making a brief allusion to this terms and condition kind of thing which we had mentioned in the starting paragraphs. So it's making a reference to that also. Now, this next paragraph, notice this thing, that how the next paragraph will act as a bridge between the idea of COVID pandemic in the subsequent paragraphs and as a link to the previous paragraphs. Even if you achieve food security and surplus food productions, death and diseases as a law of nature will always be there to knock at your doors. The COVID pandemic demonstrated how fragile the world is. As lakhs of people died and collapsed like a pack of cards, the world rushed to sell the world, it should be world. The world rushed to a select few countries who had the capability to innovate the vaccine and the bandwidth to produce them on a mass scale. India's role was widely appreciated and it won us many new friends also. And vaccine diplomacy is not just about earning goodwill. It also enables you as a nation to prevent arm twisting of neutral countries by your adversaries. So, vaccine diplomacy, it's not just about earning goodwill and showing good gestures of humanity and so on. It can also be used to achieve strategic objectives. And an example of that is given here. When Paraguay requested for vaccines from China, the Chinese government arm twisted Paraguay to break its ties with Taiwan first. Taiwan approached India, and India dispatched vaccines to Paraguay, thus directly countering the increasing domination of China. On similar lines, India engages in space diplomacy by offering the services of ISRO to our neighbors. Now, space technologies not only help you win friends, but also market. So here, technology, international relations, and economy, that is market. All these three pillars of a nation's life would be uh, shown in a relationship. Space and satellite is a market of whooping $300 billion. As stated earlier, the demarcating lines between the fields of technology, strategic ties, commerce, etc., seem to be getting blurred. Now, we are left with 1 or 2 pages of this essay, and I will be preparing for uh, conclusion. That is, I would be trying to summarize something or trying to pack a lot of ideas in a couple of lines. With change in structure of economy, advent of internet and artificial intelligence, conflicts over natural resources, and surge in population, the importance of technology in defining the trajectory of international relations is only going to accelerate further. And it also needs a brief mention here that technology is so vital that not only can it push international relations forward, it can also act as a site for conflicts. For example, disagreement over intellectual property rights have often stalled progress of negotiations at international forums such as WTO, that is World Trade Organization. Now, the last 1 or 2 paragraphs are left for conclusion. This all boils down to the fact that technology is not a luxury, but a staple diet of our survival today. Technology is not a luxury, but a staple diet of our survival today. The level, intensity, and reach of scientific research must be increased continuously. How long, as a nation, will we remain a net importer of technologies in the world? How long, as a nation, will we remain a net importer of technologies in the world? So, this has shown the ambition and need for future. In just one statement, how long as a nation will we remain a net importer of technologies in the world? To hold our grounds and soar higher, to win allies their respect and their loyalties, we must be second to none in the field of science and technology. With this, we could have ended our essay here. We could have ended our essay here also, and we could have ended our essay here also. But one final line would be made here. If we desire to gain precedence in the global streets, we need to own the bat and the skills to fly our own kites. So this paragraph is in final continuation of the previous one. To hold our grounds and soar higher, to win allies their respect and their loyalties, we must be second to none in the fields of science and technology. If we desire to gain precedence in the global street, we need to own the bat and the skills to fly our own kites. So with this, we have ended. If you noticed here, we had made a reference of this flying of kites and bats in the beginning. And from there we had started. That was the motifs and symbols which we had centered our introduction on. And now, after providing an allusion or reference to the introduction, we complete a 360 cycle. The journey of our essay, where it had started, it reaches the same point, and a 360-degree view has been created. So this is how an essay could have been written on this topic. This is just one of the ways on which essays could have been topic. Every person would write essay possibly in his or her different ways, and there can be many other ways also of writing this topic, which could be very brilliant and which could be good. So this is it. And if you notice this bat and kites example, this was where we had started from. That street games evolved into quest of flying fighter jets and the world domination. The rules remain much the same. So these cricket bats, the flying cat and the cricket bats, the barrels of guns and flying kites and fighter jets. And then again, we mentioned the same point in the end. So it wraps up the entire essay, and it looks that the essay has ended not by chance, not by accident, but deliberately. So this was the essay topic, and I hope this would have helped you. And in case if you need guidance for essay writing, then you can reach out to me and join some program for essay writing, workshops and test series come program. And that's it. So I hope this was beneficial to you all. And in case if you want to join some program, you can join program for essay writing and development with me. Thank you.